I want to talk to you, Greg, about your hair transplant, because
Sure.
I also got a hair transplant as well. I'm not sure if you know or not. I got 600 grafts, so 300 in each corner about 3 years ago. And yeah, I did that as well, just like you, just to restore the hairline. And I just wanted to know what products you use to maintain and keep your hair intact at your age now. And are you aware of a product called RU58841 and what it does for hair and how it helps to regrow hair?
Okay, and so full disclosure, I'm using nothing and could care less about my hair.
Not even
People aren't going to
finesse,
believe it.
not even finasteride.
Never used that, never used any products whatsoever. And people aren't going to believe it because it's like, well, dude, you got a hair transplant. You must care. And it's like 100% honest. I went to get a hair transplant because my girlfriend wanted to get it done. And I was like, I'll get it done with you. It's a couples thing. And when I got there, they checked out her hair. She was missing 30,000 hairs. She had Crohn's disease. It was very brittle hair. She couldn't get it done. And I'm like, well, I'm here. I may as well get it done anyway. So if it grows great, awesome. If it didn't work for me, awesome. I really don't care that much. I'm going to plan on shaving my head bald. It's just starting to grow in a little bit. It's been
How many months?
3.5 months later. So it's just starting. People are like, oh, your hair is horrible. It didn't work. I'm like, it takes like a year to grow back properly. So I'm just starting to see some of the hair starting to grow in now.
Exactly. So if you're at the 4 month point, yeah, I mean, from personal experience, my hair was at its full density at around 1 year. And if there's anything I can recommend for you to make it look even better, which I did personally myself, I want you to look into SMP, scalp micropigmentation. It's a semi-permanent tattoo. It lasts about 2-3 years. And they fill in the gaps of the hair transplant because obviously the hairs that they transplant aren't going to be as thick and as dense as the natural part of your hair. So the SMP will thicken that up as well. And you can only do that 9 months post hair transplant, I believe. And then I mean, me personally, to stop further hair loss, I've got a cosmetics brand and I use a product from my brand. It's called RU58841. And I just apply that topically to my scalp because I noticed even when I'm comp prepping, dude, like I would be shedding a few more hairs in the shower. I've got a shower catcher. So I can kind of gauge how much hair loss I'm having because I don't want to, I love my hair, dude. I don't want to lose my hair. And I would gauge how much hair I lose. But ever since like I'll use my product, the RU58841, like it's a topical application. I'll put it on my scalp. And I know Derek from moreplates.moredates.com advocates the use of RU58841 as well. So I was just seeing if you're familiar with it as well and if you use it in
I watched his video on it, and that's as much as I went. I personally, I know that these things can help. I just don't have the commitment or the desire, or I've never had great hair. I've just had hair, and it's never been something that I've really focused on. I got the hair transplant, so you'd think I'd be hyper-focused on my hairline and so on, but I kind of just did it for an experience, to be honest. But I know a lot of people care about their hair and a lot of people using PDs. It's enhancing how fast they're losing their hair. So if people want to use these products, I mean, I would highly encourage it because I do know that they can work.
Well, there you go, guys. So if you want to restore your hair, you know, there's the doctors prescribed finasteride out there. If you guys don't want to nuke your own body's DHT, there's RU58841, which is more topical DHT blocker, which you can apply on your scalp. But I'm finding this very interesting because I thought you might have been a bit more anal about your hair approach, seeing as you got a hair transplant. So I thought we might have that in common. So it's interesting to see that, you know, the different perspective on that, because me, myself, I understand what you're saying. Like it's a routine, bro. It's kind of like skincare. Like I have a extensive skincare routine as well, just like I have an extensive gym routine and an extensive cardio routine. It's just another thing to do. And it can be a pain in the ass sometimes. So I get where you're coming from, dude. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea to constantly be looking after their hair. But for those that are out there that do want to restore their hair, like, yeah, there's many options out there, guys. So don't feel like hair loss is not something that's curable, because it definitely is. And it's one of those industries where not many people know what's right and what's wrong. So again, I implore you guys to do your research. You know, listen to the likes of Derek, More Plates, More Dates. I kind of got inspired through him to have my own hair products, including the RU58841. It was a big inspiration for me into launching my cosmetic brand. So a little shout out to Derek. Love your work, bro. Keep doing your shit. And yeah, I mean, I might even, like, eventually, if you do decide to change your mind, I'll send you some of my products, dude. You could try it on your scalp, see how you go. I'm not sure if you still compete anymore, but it'll be a good thing to do while you're competing, to keep that hair of yours like locked in.
If I do compete, I'll be doing it natural, or if they allow HRT, I'm not going to go on what I've done in the past.
Are you on HRT at the moment?
I'm on 140 milligrams of test a week right now. Every week I do I do 100 milligrams every 5 days right now. If I forget or do it a bit early, I'll do 80 milligrams every 4 days. And if I forget, I might do 120 every 6. But it works out to 140 every week. I've been consistently doing that, and it is doctor prescribed.
It's not too different from what I'm doing. I'm doing so obviously when I'm not on cycle prepping, I will do 125 mg a week as well of pharmaceutical grade test, or 125 mg every 10 days. Not doctors prescribed, but pharmaceutical, either way. So it's good quality. So I genuinely, like, leading on to another question, I genuinely believe for the older fellas, because we do have a few of them on our channels, for the older fellas who feel like, they might have a low libido or low sex drive, like, I personally, and I would say wholeheartedly, I would advocate going on TRT after the age of, like, mid to late 30s. If you've been on steroids your whole life and you're kind of shut down. If you haven't, there's no need, to be honest. But I feel like every male out there could benefit from TRT 45 plus. Every male on earth. Like, I wish I could get my own father to believe in this kind of shit, because with the right with the right controlled environment and with the right the right dosage, you can live a longer, better, happier life and have a better sex drive, more libido, more energy. And what's your take on that, dude? Like, what would you say for the older gentlemen on our channels looking to do TRT test for longevity reasons?
I think that people not using HRT, it's sad that people view it in such a negative light. I think that the social media, the news, the reporters, it's kind of put a negative spin on the use of testosterone. And as soon, like a commercial, they can't even say testosterone. They say, do you have low T? They can't even say, hey guys, do you have low testosterone? It's a scary word. And so,
and then there's bloody chicks out there that are the dudes out there that are getting on estrogen pills and posting their transformations, turning from men to women, and they're like, oh, 1 month on estrogen, 2 months on estrogen. But shit, let's just kill masculinity, or what they call it, toxic masculinity. Let's just sweep that under the rug because it's not needed in society. But we have no problem making these soy boy sissy men out there take estrogen and then promote it. But God be damned if you talk about a dude taking testosterone. No, can't have that happening. It's just so backwards and like one-sided. Like, for those who can see it, it's so wrong. They're promoting a culture of sissy boys out there taking estrogen. It's like, dude, just get on some tests. You're gonna feel a lot better.
My perfect example is women are given birth control, which is controlling their hormones at 12, 13, 14. And no one bats an eye. No one says anything. And then if a guy is 45 years old, has low testosterone, low libido, problem sleeping, and if they're given HRT, they have to keep it secret because they don't want anyone to know, because they'll be judged. You're a cheater. Why you need that? It's like, you've been on estrogen for 30 years and I can't take testosterone in my mid 40s, or I'm a cheater. It's horrible.
Yeah, honestly, it's just the stigma, I think, revolved around injecting, like just the whole injecting. And I think that's where the stigma is. People see it as a very they see people that inject testosterone, essentially they see us as drug addicts. They don't see past that because of the stigma that the government and just everyone else and the media have made around steroids. But everything in limitation, controlled, is fine. But I mean, shit, even, like, if you abuse aspirin, you'll be dead, bro. Like, if you abuse anything in life, sugar, like, you'll fuck yourself. But if you have limitations in anything, then, you're going to be fine. So it's just about knowing that and about going down that path. So there's a right and a wrong way to do everything, including steroids, including TRT. But yeah, it's just a damn shame, because it'd be changing a lot of men's lives if they weren't so scared, because a lot of men are influenced by the media and what other people say and the stigma around it all. But I don't know, hopefully one day that will change.
It'll get normal. The more people that speak about it, like if me, you, Derek, and many others, imagine once the famous movie stars start admitting that they're taking steroids for their movie roles. Dude, imagine the world, how it's going to change.
Imagine The Rock came out and he's like, yeah, dude, like I cycle this, I do HGH for longevity. That's why I look so young. I do test. The reason I'm lifting this weight is because I'm this, but it's all doctor controlled and doctor prescribed. I do this for such and such and such. there's side effects, but at the same time, these are the health benefits and the differences it's made to my life. And this is why I do it. Like, what a time in the world that would be when celebrities, proper celebrities, can be honest about that kind of stuff. That'd be incredible.
And I think it's not too far off.
I don't think so too, but the only times we've seen a glimpse of it is like, for example, Sylvester Stallone getting pulled up at the airport with his HGAs. And it's like, we all know, like the smart ones know, it's like, this can't look so young at his age. Like that's there for a reason. And I don't think we're too far off, because the culture now is changing, and Gen Z, they know what's up. Like, they're not stupid. Like, I feel like they're a lot more smarter than our generation, my generation, your generation, because of the knowledge out there and because of technology and the internet. So they could spot a fake addict from a mile away, like celebrity or not. So it's going into the culture now of just being honest and being open. And I feel like we're not quite there yet, but I feel like we're making progress and we're taking steady strides in that direction.
Yeah, we're definitely getting close. I think it's just one famous actor away from admitting what they're doing it, and before long, it'll be normalized. I think that in the future, people will see anti-aging and using testosterone or what have you to help them to feel better. I think that's going to be normalized. And 20 years from now, we'll look back and be like, I can't believe people were shy to admit they're an HRT.
And then people like you and me would have had to, bleed for everyone to have a more honest, easier life, and not get the repercussions of judgment that we might get.
So Hanur Rahman wants to know, what are you doing nowadays, and what are your long-term ambitions, family life, and so on?
Great question. Ronham Meher. Did I say his name correct?
Rahman. Sohanur Rahman.
I ain't even gonna try say.
We're close. It's got to be close.
Okay, what am I doing now? So that's a great question. At the moment, I've got a few online businesses that I'm a part of that provide me streams of income. I have my clothing line here. I'm wearing the shirt here. It's got the logo of me and Aziz. You guys can see I'm there on the left, Aziz is there on the right. So I've had Sebastian Fitness clothing line for about 7 or 8 years. I launched that back in 2014. Me and my brother, we had a dream actually when we were on the scene to create a clothing line together, and he never got a chance to live that out. So I obviously started that, in memory of him, and God willing, and through just sheer hard work and determination, that brand has grown and flourished in the last 7-8 years. It's actually gotten even better in the last year with all the Ziz hype around the TikTok era. So it's been crazy, man, and it's been super humbling as well to be able to be running that business. So I've got the clothing line. I've got my own cosmetics line. I've got some of my products here. You guys might see aesthetic cosmetics, like I said before. The hair stuff. I've got a skincare line, which I use myself. And we had even Mike O'Hearn working for me not long ago on the skincare line. He was one of our ambassadors. And you see, I've got the aesthetic cosmetics, which looks after men. It's essentially, it's a male online beauty clinic that looks after everything that's beard, skin, and hair. And it's an ever-changing and ever-evolving industry for men to look after themselves and not be ashamed to look after themselves. So I thought I would, capture that market. So that's what I've got, the aesthetic cosmetics brand there. I've got the clothing brand there as well. And then I'm also an ambassador for a SARMs company that I've been using as well for my own prep, which I wanted to actually talk to you later about your opinion on SARMs, because I know we spoke about it, but just a few of the SARMs here that I'm using. I'll go into detail a little bit later from the brand that I'm associated with, Exclusive Subs. And just on top of that, just a whole bunch of endorsements and brand deals and a little bit of stuff here on YouTube. Combine it all together, it creates a decent income. I'm quite grateful. I'm very happy to be where I'm at. And I've also got a few side projects as well that I'm working on of getting Ziz and Chestbrah Netflix series, a documentary on basically Ziz's life and me picking up the afterpieces after his passing and where I've led on from there and what's going on after that. So I'm actually in the midst of talking to producers, and I think my guys got in contact with your guys.
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
There you go. Yeah. We're in the midst of it all. It's probably going to take a year, and the budget's $10 million, but you know what I mean? I made a promise to myself after my brother passed that I would do everything I can in my power for his story to be on the big screens. And it's actually happening. We've got the investors on board. Like, I'm very happy to see that you can see the vision and you can see what we're trying to build here for Aziz. And it's incredible to even, get you to be a part of that journey. And we're getting a whole bunch of other investors too. So that's going to be something really awesome to launch as well. On top of that, I'm also working on some NFT projects revolving around myself and my brother. And I'm planning on using that money to build a gym in Sydney in his memory and his name. And hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully build a huge, massive fuck-off statue inside the gym of him. And that would be, my present to him. So I've got a few things in the works for me, and I'm doing pretty well. Knock on wood. I don't like to give myself the evil eye, but I'm doing pretty well. And I'm living the kind of lifestyle where, like you, I could just get up and do what I want and travel and just record content. And I'm more of an Instagrammer than a YouTuber. I know you're bigger on YouTube. I'm a little bit more bigger on Instagram. So most of my revenue comes from there. But in saying that, I would like to get my YouTube pumping, because I know I've got the potential. I know I've got the, I've got what it takes to be a great YouTube star, but it's so hard, dude, to have a camera crew follow you around everywhere and one that's reliable, that can always like do the shit you need to do. And it's just like, man, so it has to get to a point where I either have to make a decision that, listen, I'm going to be blogging myself and putting the videos up myself, or I'm going to have to find someone that I could pay on a permanent role, like a salary, to do this for me, which I'm sure you probably do. So that's obviously the avenue I'm going. But aside from my business ventures, my family life, I've just recently turned 36. I'm single, enjoying my life. Not really tied down to a woman. If I meet a nice lady, awesome, that'd be great. But in the industry I'm in, and I'm sure Greg, like, it's super hard to meet someone who's very understanding and very supportive of the lifestyle that we live, especially competing, back and forth. It can be really draining in a relationship and really taxing. So I don't like to bring anyone into that life unless they're completely ready for it. So at the moment, no family, guys. I'm just literally focusing on myself and my goals, and focusing on my brother's goals as well. So I'm literally living for two men. I want to make my dreams come true, and I want to make my brother's dreams come true. And aside from that, it's just running the online businesses, running the empire. And just with the side projects, with the NFTs and the Netflix series that I got coming up in the near future. So great question, by the way. Thanks.
And that's great. That's great. I mean, it sounds like you have a lot on the go. You're doing really well. And my advice would just be keep following your passion, whatever's fun for you. Yeah. And if it's YouTube videos, do that. If not, just keep doing what you're doing.
On top of that, I forgot to mention a big passion of mine, obviously, now is the competitive bodybuilding too, which I've dabbled in the last 3 years. So essentially, I've been a party boy all my life as well. And I've kind of just cleaned up my act. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I want the glory on the stage. I want to be a WBFF pro champion. I want to be a fitness world champion. So I'm this close, Craig. I'm this close. Like, I came second in my last comp. I just missed out. On that pro card. And dude, I was devastated, man. I was crying and in tears afterwards. Like, and that's when I realized like how much this sport means to me and how much I love to be on stage and compete. Like, I love it, man. I love it. It makes me feel fucking alive. It makes me feel, can't even imagine what it makes me feel. And I'm surprised I got this much energy 4 weeks out from my next comp. But another big thing I am doing, guys, is I'm now dabbling in the competing career. I'm at the peak of my life. I've just turned 36. I feel like as an ectomorph, we progress a little bit later than our mesomorph and endomorph counterparts. Point in example, Frank Zane had his best physique at 39. 39-40 is when he had his actual best physique, I believe. And I think in the next 3-4 years, I'm really going to use this time before I start going downhill at 40 plus, no offense. I'm going to use this time to really, really make those goals and dreams come true of becoming a WFF pro fitness world champion. And once I get the pro card, it's not just going to end there. Like, I want to go and compete in Vegas in the pro shows and win a pro show, because I do believe I got what it takes. So yeah, like, aside from the businesses and the Netflix series and the NFTs, I'm also juggling a competitive bodybuilding career, which is I'm very close to achieving that dream of the pro card status. 4 weeks away, guys. Pray for me. Please send me your energy. Like, this means so much to me. And for any of you guys that want to watch, Greg, if you want to watch WBFF_Australia, it's going to be aired live on their page on April 9th. And honestly, guys, like, any support means the fucking world to me, guys. Like, you don't know how important it is for us bodybuilders to have that kind of support system. And my support system, because my parents haven't been too supportive of my lifestyle and I don't have many friends around me doing the same thing, my whole support system has been the fans. It's always been the fans, and it's going to continue being the fans. And I think it's important to give thanks to the fans. And I know I'm blabbering a little bit and going a little bit off topic, but I just want to say that that support system is what keeps me going. So thank you guys. And 4 weeks.
I totally get. I mean, obviously, I turned pro in my 50th competition, so you can imagine how many years it took. I think I was 35. That's 17 years of competing, and I kept at it. My last show, I finally made my top 5 in the pro ranks. That was my goal. I was like, I want top 5. I got 4th. And the excitement you get from competing, it's just unbelievable. And I've stopped bodybuilding since then. I haven't retired. I might compete again. But I've replaced that with competing in bike racing virtually. And it's like, for me, it's just like, find something you absolutely love on this planet and give it your 100% and just enjoy it. And for you right now, it's bodybuilding. Perhaps, maybe it'll be running down the road or skiing. Who knows? It's just find something.
Dude, 10 years ago, I never thought I'd be on stage bodybuilding. Like, everyone knew me, and even knew like my brother as just those party boys in the fitness scene. Like, for a big part, we weren't taken as serious bodybuilders. But I think now, with my transition onto the bodybuilding stage, I've been chasing this pro card for the last 3 years. You know, my comp 2 years ago at WFF, I came 4th, and my recent one 10 months ago, I came 2nd. So now it's like, you know, I'm the favorite to win this next one. So it's building up, and it just shows that, you know, like you said, hard work, passion, drive, determination, and just sheer grit, like, and loving what you do, genuinely loving what you do. And like, I think people can see that in my videos when I'm competing. They can feel the energy. They can see the smile on my face. Like, man, Said looks alive. Like, he looks like he is owning it, and he's loving being there on stage. Whereas a lot of people look like they're half dead, because I genuinely love it, Greg. Like, I wish I would have got into competing sooner, but, you know, situation of circumstance. I've had a very interesting life, if you could put it in words, a very interesting life, and which has distracted me from a lot of the things that I've wanted to do. But those distractions are long gone, brother, and I'm ready to claim that pro card, and I'm hungry, man. So